When our boy stared into Jaran's eyes, he could tell that his instructor had lost his mind. Professor Secret immediately recognized the look in Jaran's eyes. She was already wondering why Jaran was acting off. She told Ronan that Jaran is suffering from momentary impulsive disorder. Secret realized that Jaran needed Ronan's ring for his research. With a sad look in her eyes, Professor Secret looked at Jaran while he was on the floor. She asked the instructor about why he is still shackled to the past. The scene shifts and we see Ronan and Adeshan teleport back into Jaran's tower. Our boy carried the instructor on his back. Adeshan turned to Ronan and asked him to follow her. She told our boy that the nearest infirmary is at the lection hall. She told him that they will reach the infirmary in 5 minutes if they run. The moment the group reached the door, a huge magic circle appeared before them. The magic circle was in the shape of a lock. Adeshan was shocked to see this. She could not believe that the door's security magic was being strengthened. The moment he said this, we see Jaran's hand glowing. The instructor mumbled some words while he was on Ronan's back. He said that he was going to return to something. Immediately he said this, Jaran turned his hand and pointed at a wall. The moment Jaran's hand shined on the wall began to split apart and a secret path revealed itself. Ronan was shocked to see the secret path. He reminded Jaran that the path is not the exit of his tower. He asked the instructor to open the door that has a security spell on it. Jaran moved close to Ronan's ear and whispered to him. He told our boy that he has to return to the lab before the last roses he prepared for a woman withers away. Ronan and Adeshan decided to go into the secret path. The two went down into the basement of the tower. Adeshan gasped when she stepped into the basement. She asked Ronan to tell her what they are looking at. With a nervous look on his face, our boy told Adeshan that he has no idea. While staring at the torn body of a goblin which was on a table, Ronan told Adeshan that he does not know where they are. Ronan looked at the body of the woman in a large tube and told his Grand Commander that they have seen something that they should not have. Our boy immediately realized that Jaran was making a fuss because of the woman in the tube. Adeshan told him that it is very possible that the woman in the tube is the reason why Jaran was acting crazy. Ronan placed his instructor on the tube and asked Adeshan to help him. He stood up and told her that he wants to check around to find something which can help them. When Ronan looked around, he saw different suspicious-looking materials in the lab. Our boy was surprised to see traces that proved that Jaran had conducted biological experiments on monsters. Although Ronan was not a scientist, he could tell that Instructor Jaran was not performing an ordinary experiment. Our boy never imagined that someone would go through such lengths to perform an experiment. While looking around, Ronan found a book on a table. Our boy immediately realized that he was looking at a journal. Ronan looked at Jaran with curiosity in his eyes. He wondered about what the instructor had been doing. While Jaran was resting on the tube, he called out to a woman named Suanya and told her that he is almost done. In Jaran's journal, the instructor wrote that he was able to preserve Suanya's body before it decomposed. The scene shifts and we see a younger Jaran crying while staring at Suanya's body. The man believed that the body is the vessel that contains the soul. He was certain that if he is able to maintain the body, he would be able to revive his wife one day. Everyone told Jaran that resurrection magic has never been successful. This did not matter to the man because he was never going to give up. Jaran's journal was his record of the battles he has to face in order to save his wife. During Resurrection Trial number 54, Jaran obtained an ogre's heart from the northern black market. Unfortunately, this did not yield any results. As time went on, the man slowly reached his limit. It became difficult for him to manage his work at the Magic Tower and carry out experiments. During Resurrection Trial number 76, the Magic Tower took notice of Jaran's attendance. They decided to remove him from his position. Without a salary, Jaran could not continue to carry out his experiments. The man realized that he needed a way to get more money. With the help of the principal, Jaran was able to get a job as a professor of the academy. After getting the job, the man moved his wife's body to the basement of the academy's Magic Tower. Jaran hated teaching. He disliked having to explain things to foolish people. However, he had no choice but to accept the job because he could finally continue his experiments. Jaran continued to carry out his trials relentlessly. At trial number 134, the man recorded that he has seen no form of progress. Our boy was shocked to see what he was reading. He finally understood why the instructor was so obsessed with money. He could not believe that Jaran had such a tragic backstory. When Ronan looked around again, He realized that most of the ingredients in the lab were quite rare and would be very difficult to find. Our boy was certain that Jaran got his hands on the ingredients through a bad route. He was surprised to find out that Jaran was going through such stress because of love. In Ronan's past life, he also saw humans who threw away everything because of love. While thinking, our boy realized that there is also another idiot around him that is also in love. This person is Shulafin. With the experience he had, Ronan knew that it never ends well for people who do everything for the sake of love, especially if other people take advantage of them while they are in a vulnerable state. The moment Ronan thought of this, he saw an ominous small letter in Jaran's book. Below the letter, Jaran said that he had to accept the help of a particular disturbing group because he was not making any progress. Ronan was surprised to see this. He wondered if the disturbing group was also the one who sent Jaran the suspicious-looking letter. Our boy wondered if the group Jaran is in contact with his Nebula Clagier. While Ronan was thinking, Jaran called out to him. Ronan was shocked to hear the instructor's voice. Adeshan helped the instructor to stand up. With a look of anger on his face, Jaran asked our boy if he is messing with his things. Ronan became nervous when he heard this. He closed the instructor's journal and turned to him. With a smile on his face, Ronan told Jaran that he was simply looking around to see if he can get anything to help with his healing. Our boy reminded his instructor that he can barely sense mana. He told him that he would not know what he is looking at even if he was to search the lab. The moment Ronan said this, we see that he has hidden the letter in his jacket. The scene shifts and we are taken to a cave in the forest. Inside the cave, we see a man wearing a hood reporting to his superior. The man told his superior that his meeting proceeded without any issues. He told his boss that the person he had the meeting with hesitated for a bit. He assured his boss that it is only a matter of time before their deal is complete. Inside the cave, we see different humans whose heads were covered with sacks and their bodies were tied with ropes. While they laid on a table, the humans in the cave trembled in fear. The humans were on a table in front of the superior. The subordinate told his master that the person will accept the deal because he is the only one who can provide the fresh blood essence that the person needs. In front of the master, we see a glass cup filled with blood. The master laughed when he thought about the situation. He could not believe that a woman was going to lead to the downfall of someone like Jaran. While cleaning the blood on his lips, the master said that humans are quite foolish. The master turns out to be a vampire. Guys, we have come to the end of our video. If you guys want part 35 of this recap, let me know in the comments section. Don't forget to like and smash that subscribe button for more recaps. See you guys later.